Hello, my name is Jamie Clark, and today I'm going to talk to you about my strategic media plan about balance, studio, and retreat. Balance is a yoga studio and mindfulness retreat that offers retreats in different locations. We guide people through their health and wellness journey wherever they are. We offer personalized experiences to meet them in wherever they are in their journey. We offer meditation workshops, detox workshops, and even more physical focused workshops that help you enhance your performance. What's unique about Balance is how we personalize and curate classes and studios to the audience. We really are a one-stop shop for anybody at any level, beginners to experts. We offer retreats every month that can be focused on nutrition or mindfulness, meditation, or even your physical yoga practice. We have several different services, and the target audience for all of those varies just slightly. For example, workshops are for more experienced or advanced individuals that would like to hone in and work on one thing specifically. For example, we have handstand workshops that will for a day only work on building the strength and building the muscle memory for handstands. We'll also offer meditation workshops that could be for beginners that really focus on the habit, repetition, and history behind meditation. For retreats, this is the more broad audience, so beginners all the way to more advanced level individuals. Retreats are generally more expensive because they're overnight, and we also provide food and lodging. So it is typically a little bit more of a specific target because those people usually will have to take about a week to 2 weeks off depending on the retreat that's offered. Yoga classes that are daily, they are pretty much for anyone. They range in price depending on the instructor and depending on the location. So pretty much anybody can go. We really target everyone from beginners to experts, and we'll offer different level classes throughout the week. And lastly, meditation classes are similar to the workshops where it can be less than a physical practice and mostly more of a student learning environment. So what makes Balance unique? So Balance was founded in Birmingham, Alabama on a principle of simplicity and health. And we really believe that to be healthy and to feel good, it is not just about the physical exercise. There are several different parts that should be worked out continuously, spirit, mind, and body. And so we create workshops and retreats that are personalized to our customers' needs wherever they are in that journey. We are doing retreats, within the Southeast, but also beyond. And we also give loyalty points. So if you can, be a regular in workshops and just studio classes, it can work towards getting discounted rates at retreats. And then we also use high-tech emerging immersive technology, whether sound or visuals, and we also have some immersive experiences within the studio that can make you feel like you are truly transformed to that remote location, for example, beach, by enhancing all of the senses. So a little bit about what we're seeing outside of and throughout Birmingham, Alabama. There are three main studios that are slowly expanding. The Yoga Circle, it has pretty much been the longest standing one in Birmingham, one of the early ones. They are starting to increase their price. They have a very targeted audience to advanced practices, and it's a pretty small studio, so with only one room, they can only have one class going at a time. Practice Works is another one and has retreats, so we can make sure that our retreats are not going at the same time as them or have different types of styles as their retreats. We definitely want to be able to differentiate from them, but their retreats are only once a year, and they're usually targeting towards the older audience. And then lastly, Flow is another studio here. They're pretty affordable. They have a broad target audience with age ranges from 20 to 45, and the one thing there is they have a lack of consistency with their instructors and styles, so it can be kind of off-putting if you get your rhythm there and then it is not what you're used to. However, at Balance, we're really starting to carve out our niche and develop our mobile app, which is how you can create those loyalty points, and really affordability and the constant flow of retreats and workshops and ways to continue your education, whether in mindfulness or yoga, is the main draw to our product. So to zoom out a little bit more from Birmingham, some key trends and statistics that have happened over the past few years. The yoga studio industry was actually growing quite nicely and had a pretty big number attached to the revenue and profit until the pandemic, where we saw gyms and studios and in-person classes having to close. And so the 2020 year really saw a huge decline of growth and studios opening. In fact, it was doing the opposite. Studios had to close. However, studios are starting to open back up, and we are starting to see new studios come in as restrictions are loosened and people are starting to leave their house again and start doing some in-person classes, which is where, so the pandemic is where you will see that dip in some of the key statistics from 2016 to 2026. There will continue to be some growth, and we'll start to see that growth steady out at about 3%. As I was mentioning, the outlook for the yoga studio and retreat industry is looking quite good now that we are at the end of the pandemic, or should I say turning the corner of the pandemic. And as the yoga industry becomes more saturated, however, growth will start to steady out or slow down, and so it's really important for us to maintain our differentiation characteristics and hone in on our target audience. So for Balance specifically in this next year, as we open to the public, we do have a few goals. We want to increase retreat sales 10% each month, and we can map that back to our advertising plan. We also want to increase brand awareness through social media influencer promotions that will increase our customers coming to retreats, which is where we make most of our money. We want to increase workshop sales. Those are for the more advanced clients, and 25% each month. We hope that they will get more traction as the year goes on. And then increase the number of reviews. So on all of those platforms, Google, Yelp, and just even on our website, we want to make sure that we have a positive reputation to our name, and word of mouth marketing is just as important to us. And then, of course, we want to increase studio package sales each month by 25% as the year goes on. We believe that the one-time yoga class is a great way for new clients to come and experiment our studio and our space. And so we think that that would be a great opportunity for growth. So in this initial ramp-up year, we're budgeting about $10,000 to advertising, and we are planning a pretty big ramp-up period where we're targeting through all of the different platforms and types of campaigns. We think radio and social media are probably our two biggest platforms to start getting those returns on. Second, the other biggest return we will see will probably be at a exhibition in Atlanta, a wellness exhibition, which I can talk more about, but that is where most people go to see the latest studios coming, the latest merchandise, the latest apparel, and the latest new trends. So within our target audience, we would definitely want to make sure we can nail down our key messages in our campaigns. And we believe that these three slogans or taglines will attract the most eyes and clicks and returns on our advertising campaign dollars. The first, start local, then global, kind of playing on everyone's awareness to be an environmental steward, but also start at your local studio and then continue to grow your practice out. And we can be that bridge that helps you do that through our retreats, um, where we can showcase travel opportunities and beautiful remote locations. The second one is treat yourself, you won't regret it. We're in this new era of self-care coming out of the pandemic. People are paying a lot more attention to their mental health and what they need. And we want to make sure that, it's not just a group class, it's not a class for the greater community, but it's a curated experience designed to exactly what you need, and we can definitely curate it to all levels. And then the third tagline is to focus on the outcomes and that it's a journey, which we will then start to explain, the benefits of mindfulness and the outcomes and how you continue to grow. And this is not just kind of a one-time thing, but it's a learning and mental health play. Here is a pretty deep dive into the media outlets we plan on targeting throughout Birmingham and why. The target audience specifically for radio and podcasts. There's a great NPR partner here and a pretty broad audience in Birmingham that listens to it, so we can anticipate getting a lot of ears and clicks on that one. And then you can see even in social media, we plan on pursuing Meta, so Facebook and Instagram, to get some social media ads, which will even help us start targeting those influencers, which will start that ripple effect of growing those audiences and campaigns throughout social media. And lastly, just a quick map of our year one media plan. And again, just a caveat, a lot of what a yoga studio does is has to build trust, and so we can't really come out the gate as strong as, other types of industries, and so it does take some time to start ramping up and getting people in the door. So we're starting strong with mass advertising on all platforms in January, starting to do some branch out into other platforms in March, and then target that exhibition in May. And then throughout the year, we're also doing more targeted ads in search engines and billboards. But the last, 6 months of the year is when we'll be doing bi-monthly retreats, and those are mostly, word of mouth, but we also think that social media will have a big play in that. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to my strategic media plan of balance. Hope you enjoyed.